And we are live. Welcome back. This is Daily Fantasy Summer Prime here. New season, new year. Finally got the audio to work. Hopefully, that everything will be captured here, right? So wonderful. Welcome back. Happy New Year, everyone. We are in the beginning phases of the League of Legends, DFS sports. It just started. We have LPL playing, we have LCK playing, we have LEC playing, and LCS will start this week. There's been a lot of roster and schedule changes that if you can go back to the previous show, you can kind of hear about all of them. So let me make sure I got the mic close enough to capture my voice, so you won't see my mouth though. And anyways, this is a short video, hoping just to help break down some observations. What are we seeing? How are we approaching this from a DraftKings standpoint? That is my preferred site to play League of Legends DFS. And also Cloud Fantasy, which is a partner of this show. Cloud Fantasy is a new way of playing League of Legends DFS and other esports as well. Fairly easy. All you have to do is answer a couple of questions that are being posed by the site and then win. It's very, if you follow the sports, you can basically just put together a winning lineup, so to speak. And it's a different way. You're not doing salary, you're not doing you know players trying to match and stack. And all you need to know is if player A is going to be better than player B, and then guessing how many kills in total or assists. Sometimes just a lot of different questions, a lot of different ways. I've played on it. I've have good amount of success in the past year. And so if you're interested and want to try it out, use my promo code PRMLOL. That's PRMLOL, which will give you a $100 matching bonus. So deposit, get $100 matching bonus. It's fairly similar to the way that DraftKings offered it, and play with free money. And follow my Twitter account at DFSummoner, and then sometimes I'll just post my thoughts and what I'm picking, and we can certainly play together and win together. So let's get down to the 2023 season. It's been, about 1.5 weeks or so. LPL started the year, they kicked off the year, and then they went on break because of the Lunar New Year. LCK played all the way up until this past Sunday, January 22nd, and then now they're on break as well until Wednesday. LPL will return on Monday, January 30th. Then the LEC started, and they're playing now on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And as we're talking right now, you see me glance over because I'm watching the game, watching Team Heretics versus SK Gaming. And whoo boy, um, Heretics made a lot of people excited for sure, but looking very, very rough right now. They're keeping up in gold with the kill score, 14-7 SK advantage. The game's still ongoing. We'll see how this ends. Of course, they made a lot of people excited about them, but I'm just gonna have to hold back. What I'm hoping to do in this show, it's fairly short. Just kind of give you my thoughts on what I think the fantasy meta is right now. Some of the shifts since last year, and for the most part, metas don't really make that big of a change from how we approach in fantasy. But I think this was significant enough that I wanted to do a quick, observation. Again, we're operating on very limited data, but I think it played out well in some of my hits and misses at DFS. If you want to know my record, I'm trying to post all my lineups from a cash perspective on there. What I've been doing, how I've been doing so far. It is just small accumulation, but that means small successes, small builds. Works out the days when my cash don't hit, my GPP does, and when my GPP don't hit, my cash do. And so we're still in that pattern. So I would call that a grind to success rather than trying to hit the big number, which if you can put the information together, and there's a lot now out there, you can probably find your takedown lineup. So let's talk about some of the things that I'm observing. Champions wise, it seemed like it hasn't really evolved a lot from Worlds. So you'll see a lot of the similar players being taken: Zeri Yumi, Lucia Nami, occasionally you see Varus, but just the bot lane is fairly much stale. And but that doesn't mean that the whole TFS you can still play that way. Where people want to really push for a captain ADC, um, or a captain a mid, and from time to time, if the people would like to captain a jungle. What has definitely been more something that I've observed and played is to note that jungle actually hasn't been putting out those like slate breaking scores, and um, ADCs are very flat in terms of, yes, they still score high. Yes, overall you still want them if you can afford them to play in the captain slot, but they are the difference between a winner in one. It's almost negligible in terms of points, whereas the biggest 2v2 differences that I've encountered between winning and losing is the top support kind of flip flop. In the past, I would like to play the top from a team that I think will score a lot, and then just save on the support on the team that I think won't score as well, but I probably win. What happened now, as I see kind of some of this shifting, supports make a difference in how they participate. So now you're not just looking at seeing them as a support role, but you really want to treat them as individualized supports, the roaming supports, the ones that are involved with a lot of making plays across the map, like your Kyrios, Hillisang, Kaisers. Those kind of supports are really bringing in a lot of the points and making a difference. Whereas the top lane is still very, very much uh, low ceiling, low floor, um and there's still some things to be said for that, but overall the top lanes hasn't separated from one another in the average scores that comes out. um the other observation is that jungle isn't part of a lot of the solo kills. I know you'll still have those great junglers like the Kanavis, like who else is a great jungler? Canyon maybe. They're still going to be respected, but in terms of the big picture, they are relying more on assists now. So far in what I've observed, they're relying more on assist score rather than solo kill scores, and that has a bit of an impact. It shifts a little bit away from their importance. That I would rather pay up for the mid. It's worth it more. The mids have really, really come on strong. We have Zeka. We have, you know, um, let me not take someone from LEC because that's a very weird. Oh, Zeka, Viteo, even in LEC, right? Who else have I observed? Faker, even. They've been putting up scores. The champ pool seems to surround either on Akali, a assassin mage, a strong mage. I still sometimes see some of those supportive mids. I hate the way that BDD has to play on the karma, or that sometimes I see that happening with who is that right now playing for KT. In any case, the Galio and the karma. But if you can identify that player that has the potential to play really carry champs, you're really getting a lot more from out of the mid spot, more so than from the ADC spot. So there's been a little bit of a shift for me, at least for now, to see if I can get mid captain. Lower priority given to jungle. So it almost goes back to the way of prioritizing ADC, mid, jungle, and then figure out whether it's top or support. But like I said, support seems to have separated itself a bit more. So if you're playing from a GPP's perspective, maybe you want that support over a top. You get a lot of salary flexibility for sure, because the pricing are still broken down like that. The other thing I noticed is kill participation percentage have been lower than usual, even in teams that kill a lot. Your Invictus Gaming, your Gen G that I talked about. The the participation isn't really quite there, so maybe the two stacks are more important and less so ADC support centric, but more top jungle mid. Those are the worth it more. Those are worth like the stacking more than trying to rely on a full team. So sometimes you'll see lineups with 3-3-1 or 3-2-1 overperform 4-3s or 4-2s. Sorry, 4-2s. Uh, and if you're not familiar with the terminology, I have a Bilal basic video. But for those who've been playing for a while, we know that the 4-2 had been the most dominant stack across meta. But right now, it's maybe on par with the 3-3 or the 3-2 stacks. So that's something for you to think about, something for you to kind of consider when you're building GPP lineup. In cash, you're going to follow the trend of 4-2 for most of the time. Pick your winner, those who score higher, projected to score higher. That's the kind of stacking you want. But it seems like there's a lot more leeway, a lot more openness in the other constructions, other types of constructions to take down a GPP and or at least finish top 10. Hopefully that gives you enough information to play around with and just try it out. I just see like the way the game state has become, a smaller stack has been very viable and something that you know is worth it, right? It's worth considering in your variety of builds. And the 4-2 is no longer the king, if you will. And that may have shifted since last year, but it's very prominent right now in the early spring part. So hopefully this video helps you. I've enjoyed some feedback. If you can put something in the comment section, let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if you need more of a deep dive. I am definitely trying to incorporate more stats. I can't tell you that I am very good at that, but maybe if I can uh, show a little bit of that back, some of my observations with stats, maybe that will make you feel more comfortable about my takes. Thank you all. Until next time, if I don't win in DFS, I hope that I see you at the top.